Hey, how's it going? This is Darren Gidman from GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson. Today I want to show you the intro for Fade to Black by Metallica. This is a really easy, fun riff to play, and it sounds really cool too. So you can play this with the guitar pick, or it's a good one for finger picking too. So if you're working on your finger picking, this is a good one for that too. So anyhow, be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look. All right, so starting off, what you're doing with your fretting hand is actually really simple. I'm on the 2nd fret of the 5th string with my 1st finger, and the 4th fret of the 4th string with my 3rd finger. And then we will also be picking up at some point the 5th fret of the 5th string with your 4th finger. Now, when I've taught this to my private students before, a lot of the beginners have problems with making this stretch between their 1st and 3rd fingers, so they want to use their 4th finger. And if you looked at one of my previous lessons where I did 1, it starts off, it uses that same chord shape, and you can get away with using your 4th finger there. In this case, you really can't. So if you are having problems with making this stretch, a couple of things that you want to look at. One is that you don't want to have your thumb hanging up over the top. When you put your thumb up over the top like that, you bend your wrist in this way, and so it's like you're sticking the palm of your hand against the guitar. And beginners, a lot of times, they grab the neck of the guitar like they were grabbing a baseball bat, just because that's muscle memory of how, when you pick something up, you grab it like that. When your wrist is bent down like this, and then you pull your fingers back, you can't spread your fingers apart. But if you bend your wrist forward, then you get much bigger reach. I've got very small hands. I don't have big, long, hands, long fingers. So if I can make this stretch, anybody should be able to make this stretch. So I recommend, bring your thumb around the back of the neck more, so it's like you're pinching like this. With that wrist bent, you're going to be able to get that reach. All right, so like I said, our 1st finger is on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string. And we're going to pick the 5th, 4th, and then the 3rd string open. So we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 4, 5. Actually, if we wanted to break this down, the first if we look at the first half of the 1st measure, we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 4. And then the 2nd half, we're going to go 5, 4 again. But now we're going to, our pinky, 4th finger, is going to grab the 5th fret of the 5th string, and our 3rd finger is going to stay where it was on the 4th fret of the 4th string. And then pick 5, 4. So that whole 1st measure. Now, if you are having problems making that reach, even if you do the things like I said about how to hold, if you're new, you still may not have the stretching between your fingers yet, because you may have not limbered up your hand yet. So when you do go to grab that note with your 4th finger, if you take your 1st finger off, you're going to be able to kind of rock your hand over and make that reach better. So if you need to do that, that's fine, but I recommend really trying to work on it to where you don't have to do that, where you don't have to make that stretch like that. In fact, a really good exercise just for doing this stretch is just to, put your hand up, like this, and spread your fingers just as far apart as you can without bending your wrist forward, keeping your hand straight, and counting to 10, and then relaxing. Count to 10. And then do it again. Maybe do 5 or 6 reps of that every day for a week or so, and you'll be amazed at like how big of a difference it'll make as far as your reach goes. All right, so that first measure again, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4. Move your fourth finger over, 5, 4. And now the second measure, the picking is exactly the same. And the only thing we're gonna do different is we're gonna take our first finger off, and now we're gonna be playing that fifth string open, but we're still fretting that fourth fret of the fourth string with our third finger, and we're gonna pick up the fifth fret of the fifth string with our fourth finger. So 5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4. Put down your fourth finger, 5, 4. So again, and then moving on to the third measure, it's actually the same as the first measure. So we're just going to put our first finger back down again. So far for the first three measures, we have okay, and then for the fourth measure, the last measure of this riff, you're going to move your third finger from the fourth fret of the fourth string to the fourth fret of the fifth string, and then we're going to take your first finger and you're going to bar it across the second fret of the fourth and third string. So in a sense, it's, if for any of you that already know the chord A over C sharp, it's that chord. We're just only going to play the fifth, fourth, and third strings. So I'm barring across the second fret with my first finger of the fourth and third string, and then I'm picking up the fourth fret of the fifth string with my third finger. And now we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, and then we're going to take that third finger off so the fifth string is open, and 5, 4. So that measure again. 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4. Take our finger off, 5, 4. And then it just simply repeats. And if you listen to the the original of this song, it goes through this sequence. I don't remember how many times, 4, 5, 6 times, something like that. And then it actually has like a little intro solo over the top of it and stuff. So the whole sequence slowly, all 4 measures. And then simply start over again. Now, since this is all in eighth notes, it's really easy to meter it with the metronome to kind of build up your speed. I actually forgot to find out what the meter was on this song, but I'm going to guess that it's I'm going to guess that it's probably about 115 beats a minute, maybe 120 beats a minute. That's just my guess. So up to speed. All right, and for those of you that would like to play this with finger picking, how I'd recommend to do it is just use your thumb, your first, and your second fingers. So P-I-M. And your thumb will play all the notes on the fifth string. Your first finger, I, will play all of the notes on the fourth string, and your middle finger, M, we'll play all the notes on the third string. So it's up to you on which way you play it. It's a cool riff. It's fun to play. Maybe actually it would be good. It's a good exercise. That you could practice it playing it with the pick, and also practice playing it with your fingers, just so you get more mileage out of this riff. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that and you got something out of it. Like I said, it's a fun riff to play. It's pretty recognizable, and even if you're playing for somebody that's never heard this before, it sounds really cool. It's very musical, and very simple to play. Practice doing it with your pick, practice doing it with your fingers, so you can get the most mileage out of it. So. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and until next time.